Hello, this is George again. You probably heard my voice and know my name now by heart, but I'll repeat it until for the new ones who would see my video. This is George with Loan Savers Direct. We are out of the city of Rancho, Cucamonga, California, and I'll be happy to give you. This is an educational video about the difference between FHA loans and conventional. FHA versus conventional from consumer perspective, from the borrower, the client who wants to buy a house or who wants to refinance. What is the difference? Why sometimes a lender will tell you you have to go on FHA versus you have to go on conventional, or conventional is better. This might give you a good idea. This is not all the details. We're not going to make the video too long, so it won't become very boring for all of you. But this is a good idea to educate you on the aspect of FHA versus conventional. We'll start with the difference basically. The way I put it is, the home buyer that are not being prepared for, basically the FHA is for people that are kind of like for the first time they're buying a house. They don't know what do they need to be prepared for, or I'm not talking from documentations, but like from credit perspective, from income perspective, what to expect. So a lot of things is being neglected in their life, so they come in to buy, and possibly that will lead them not to qualify for conventional, or they might qualify for conventional, but it would be better for them FHA route, because it will end up being a better deal for them to go on FHA versus conventional. So, but I'll get into, this is more like for people have bought their first home, and then this is a second, and they've been through this and they understand the process, prepared themselves kind of for the process, so they work on the different things to qualify comfortably. So now we come here under FHA. The first thing that we will compare is the credit score. With FHA, as low as 580 credit score, you can buy a house with 3.5% down payment. Where conventional, and we're talking here about minimum down payment, though you can buy a house with FHA as low as 530 FICO score with 10%. So if you go below 580, you can still buy a house, but you got to come up with 10%. Where here, the minimum FICO score for a conventional is 620. You cannot get a conventional loan with less than 620. That's number one. Number two, with 620, if you are lucky, you might be able to be qualified for the 5% at the 620. Why? Because 5% is an extreme high risk for conventional. So there is mortgage insurance approval beside the bank's approval, and a lot of time if you're not putting 20% down payment, mortgage insurance don't want to approve you with 5% with the 620 FICO. Now if you were at 680 FICO, we are different talk. It's a different conversation, because at 680 FICO score, you will definitely qualify up to 97% FICO score. Loan to value. So we basically only have to come up with 3% down with conventional. So that's the one huge factor, that as low as 580 you can still buy a house with 3.5%, where on the other side you would need to be at 620 to get 20%, but let's say 5% if you are lucky, if the DU system approved you and the mortgage insurance company approved you. Now we go next on the next thing is for bankruptcy. FHA will only have to wait 2 years after bankruptcy to buy a house, where conventional you need to wait 4 years. Any bankruptcy. after discharge. Foreclosure, you have to wait 3 years after the foreclosure finish with FHA, where conventional you have to wait 7 years. Look at the difference. The debt to income ratio, that means here's your income and the percentage of the income is debt to income ratio. So they want you with FHA, your percentage of your debt, your income, like the debt that is a percentage of your income, not to exceed 56% of your income. So if your income is 100, your debt cannot be more than 56. That's with FHA. With conventional, it used to be 45, cannot be more than 45. They just increased it to 50. So if your your income is 100, you cannot be more than 50 in debts, total debts, between the mortgage payment and all your bills, credit cards, minimum payment credit cards, and loans, like that, student loans. Issues on credit, it won't affect much on FHA, where on conventional, any little issue, it makes it very difficult to get a loan. In FHA, there is a lot of room in the rate. So in FHA, if you ask me, I need help in the closing costs, I need help because I don't have the rest of the money to close the deal, can we get the help so that way we can close the deal from the bank? Very easily, I can get you extra credit on FHA to help you close the transaction. Where on conventional, sometimes it's very difficult because there is no room. A lot of times it's very difficult because there is no room. So yes, I can get, but very little, not too much as we can expect to get on FHA. With FHA, now here's the downside, with FHA, you would pay upfront when you're doing the loan, but that amount is financed with the loan, 1.75% of the loan for PMI, primary, it's called upfront primary mortgage insurance. So you would have to pay 1.75%. On conventional, you don't have that, the upfront PMI. With FHA, always, regardless how much is your down payment, it's going to be, if you are putting less than 10%, you are going to pay 0.85%. If you are putting 10% and higher, you have to pay 0.8% on monthly PMI. Where on conventional, you don't have, you have only if you put less than 20%, you have to pay mortgage insurance. So if your loan to value, if you put in 5%, 10%, 15%, anywhere in that, then you have to pay mortgage insurance. If you put 20, you have no mortgage insurance on conventional. And how much do you pay on conventional? It's the mortgage insurance company will decide based on the transaction, and there is factors that how much you pay. That's basically, it's a brief idea of what's the difference. So when a lender tell you it's better for you to go, also on FHA versus conventional, sometimes you might qualify for both. It's a good idea to run both payment and see which one is more fit for your budget to go for. And here's these educational information that could help you understand more the difference and why FHA versus conventional, or why not conventional, why not FHA. If you have any more questions in regard to those, my number is on the screen. My name is George. Look forward to hear from you. I'd be more than happy to help.